oh my God, Warstu, oh my God, Warstu, what is going on? There's a WarnerMedia merger with Discovery. Oh my God, we didn't see this coming. Even though there's a lot of people online that were literally saying it was old Warner versus new Warner. How did none of you guys see this coming? How did none of you guys see this coming? So yo, what is good, YouTube? Warstu here. If you're new around here, make sure to subscribe to never miss any of the pop culture based content. So WarnerMedia might be merging with Discovery now. This is going to be huge for Hollywood, essentially merging two big companies into one company, in theory giving them more power and getting rid of WarnerMedia's assets, kind of. So make sure to check us out on Instagram at Warstu to see the face behind the voice. Also check us out on Twitter, WarstuG. Also check us out on twitch.tv/Warstu. I'm starting to stream on Twitch again. Much love over there, much appreciation. If you could follow me over there, that would be freaking cool. So this is not fake news. This is not like Batman Arkham Batflex here. It's not fake news. This is real news, real outlets like Financial Times, Variety, Trades, big trades. AT&T nears deal to create a $150 billion streaming giant with Discovery. Structures agreement unclear, but AT&T expect to control most of its combined entities. Sorry. So wow, this is gonna make AT&T an even bigger freaking powerhouse than they already are. AT&T is nearing a deal to combine content unit WarnerMedia with rival Discovery to create a media giant that could be valued at $150 million. Just a few years after acquiring the owners of CNN, HBO, WarnerMedia's said people briefed about it. The board of directors at AT&T were meeting on Sunday to approve this deal, said two people with direct knowledge. We're not on about super duper Twitter scooper. This is actually real business about the matter. The agreed deal is expected to be announced in the coming days. Thus, people said the deal would merge one of Hollywood's most valuable catalogs, spanning the Warner Bros. Films and television studios, HBO Max network, and a portfolio of cable channels, including CNN with Discovery, which has had success with a streaming service among an unscripted cooking and home renovation shows. After years of watching Netflix dominate the streaming landscape, the world's largest media and tech companies had sought to fight back with their own services in the past years. So essentially what it's going to say is AT&T and Discovery Communications could merge. It's not confirmed, but oh my God, as soon as this happened, you guys hit me a bit, oh my God, well shoot, does this mean restore this? No, guys, this is much bigger than restore the SnyderVerse. This is changing the landscape of AT&T and Discovery, slapping them together, which is very interesting. In 2019, AT&T's chief executive John Stankey and Discovery's chief David, I can't pronounce your last name, discussed combining their programming into a single streaming service, including HBO Max for about $8 a month. But when Disney revealed it would offer up its massive trove of Star Wars, Pixar, Marvel, and Disney classic for only $7 a month on Disney Plus, they scrapped the plan. Instead, John Stankey combined with HBO Max and the rest of WarnerMedia's programming to create one flagship streaming service, HBO Max, which they debuted in USA last year at $15. This is freaking big, guys. This is really big. Discovery, the company behind GHTV, the Oprah Winfrey Network, and broadcaster Eurosports, in January launched a $5 streaming service. So essentially what this is saying is two big companies could merge and it's going to be freaking big. If this happens, it's going to be freaking big because it'll make WarnerMedia more powerful, but not really WarnerMedia. We're talking about AT&T and Discovery merging to become a supersonic sucking warhead. It'll make it worth so much more, and it means the subscription service will essentially become one, and you're going to get so much more content for your money. Long-term Time Warner executives also marveled at the ability of AT&T counterparts at the corporate headquarters in Dallas to keep information quiet. Multiple sources have said there's been no hint of anything like a merger talks due to due diligence preparation in 2019. There was much more chatter in the hills about informal deals whispered between WarnerMedia, NBC Universal, which never came to fruition. AT&T cone of silence is in sharp contrast to most of Hollywood's companies in its fortress. So what does this mean? It doesn't, well, it means a lot, but it doesn't really mean a lot. Essentially what it means is Discovery and AT&T could merge, and this would be freaking huge if it merged because it means two massive catalogs merging, but there would have to be one overall CEO of the merged company, either John Stankey or David. But yeah, I mean, it's cool, but instantly you guys are like, but what does it mean for Restore Snyderverse? This is so much bigger than Restore the Snyderverse. But there were people, you know, like podcasts, like The Culture Nerd, who talked about the old fighting and the new, and it was causing a civil war inside the company. We also said that, but that was fake news. But this literally kind of backs up, because there wouldn't be a merger in place, would they? If none of this was real. It is very freaking interesting. So it would change the landscape of everything for sure, but don't think this is going to like be instantly restoring the Snyderverse because there's a potential. Now, the key word is potential. It's not being finalized, but this would be huge for Hollywood as a whole. This really would be freaking huge for Hollywood as a whole. And yeah, sure, it could help restore the Snyderverse, but essentially it's just two companies merging really and making one giant streaming service. And then it is more likely that you would get Restore the Snyderverse. Now, is this the reason why Toby Emmerich is on his way out or was looking to work at Netflix? Did they know about this? The people at WarnerMedia and HBO, their internal people must have known about this. So is this the real reason that Toby was looking for a new job because he knew when this merger went through that he would lose his job and that someone would take over his job? Interesting. The plot thickens. No one's seen this coming. A huge merger could rival Disney Plus if they get the content right. But it's not just Disney Plus. Amazon Prime's the best service for your money. You get next day delivery, you get Amazon Music, and you also get Amazon Prime, which has The Boys and Invincible and so many cool programs on there. So what does this mean for the Restore the Snyderverse? It doesn't really mean anything at the moment until it's actually happened. But in theory, it could help restore Snyderverse. It could help restore Zack Snyder's vision for Justice League 2, Justice League 3, and all the other projects that we know are already going on behind the scenes. But Warstu, you don't know what you're talking about. Well, it was actually AT&T and Jason coming on board got Zack Snyder's Justice League greenlit it. It wasn't Ann Cernoff or Toby Emmerich or Warstu or Walter Hamada. It was AT&T buying the whole company that allowed Restore the Snyderverse to happen because AT&T were like, yeah, we're doing it. So what happens if these two merge, AT&T and Discovery merge? It seems like AT&T will still have the majority of ownership even with the merger. They could come in and be like, okay, yeah, we can see the reverse the Snyderverse, restore the Snyderverse stuff. Let's have it. We need content. We can do it. Let's freaking go. That could happen, just like AT&T were like, yep, restore the Snyderverse. They were the ones replying. Jason's been very quiet since the Snyder Cut came out for obvious reasons, but he was pinnacle to the Snyder Cut coming out. So this is only a good thing. It will only strengthen HBO Max services having all of Discovery's networks and programming on board. So will it help? Yes. But does it mean restore the Snyderverse or any public information is going to come out sooner? We don't really know. But this story is groundbreaking and it will break Hollywood. It will be the biggest Hollywood story for a good few years if this does come to fruition and it does go through. And to be honest, guys, it is looking like it probably will go through. So yes, I would say this could help restore the Snyderverse and it could completely change the landscape of Warner Bros. Path going forward. Regardless to whatever they're filming now, there's going to have to be a lot of talks about the content and stuff that will be coming going forward when this merger goes through, and it will go through. And I'm freaking excited about this merger. So like always, guys, let me know. What do you think about the merger going through? And how do you think it's going to affect DC films going forward? Not just the Snyderverse, the Hamadaverse, the JJverse, the Warstuverse, and all that kind of stuff. I hope I've broken down and explained what is going on. I'm not a financial expert. I'm not a business expert, but essentially it's just two companies merging to make one big powerhouse. And the WarnerMedia, aka Warner Bros. Executives, must be pretty scared because Ann Cernoff could be on the chopping block. Walter Hamada could be on the chopping block. Toby Emmerich could be on the chopping block. They really could, because when two companies merge, that means there's execs from Discovery, execs from WarnerMedia, Warner Bros. They're not going to keep multiple executives around they don't need. They're going to cut costs by getting rid of some of the executives in the next year or so. So this really is going to change the landscape of DC Comics, DC Films, DC content going forward, because when this goes through, they're going to be seen as a pure streaming service rather than whatever the hell DC Comics does. So realistically, all the DC Warner Bros. Executives could be on the chopping block. It is going to be really interesting, and this could change the landscape of DC content for the better or for the worse. It could also help restore the Snyderverse. It could, but also not help restore the Snyderverse. We just don't know which way it's going to go. But usually when companies merge, they get rid of some of the executives. So be looking at the executives probably will be gone within 6 months to a year of this merger going through. They're not going to keep multiple executives there just for a placeholder job when it's not needed. They're going to be looking to cut costs, and with Discovery, they're going to have much more money to spend because Warner Bros. And DC Films, they've kind of spent less money on movies. They've done them on the fly, done them on the cheap. So they're going to have a lot more money to spend on new projects to get content going. So could the Snyderverse come back? Sure. Could we get just see 2, 3? Sure. But we don't know. So like always, guys, check us out on Instagram at Warstu. If you want to see the face behind the voice, just check us out on twitch.tv/Warstu. Trying to grow a family over there, a community over there. It would be cool if you could join me over there. The links will always be in the description. And it's just Warstu on Twitch. And also check us out on Twitter, WarstuG, aka the Maverick. And I will catch you in another video very soon. Catch you later.